A very warm welcome to all the MSc final year students to the first lecture of the topic Disorders of Liver and Kidney in the course BCM 401 Nutritional and Clinical Biochemistry. Liver is one of the very important organs of the human body. It is involved in several functions. One among them is the synthesis of the blood pigment heme as well as its degradation, catabolism, leading to the formation of bile. So before we get down onto the diseases of the liver, first of all, let us introduce ourselves to the various processes that are involved in the synthesis of the blood pigment heme as well as its destruction or degradation. Heme is the blood pigment and is synthesized from porphyrin and iron, and the products of the degradation of heme are the bile pigments and iron. Hence porphyrin and bile pigments are very closely related. During the synthesis of the heme, during the anabolic processes, if there is any sort of blockage, that leads to a group of disorders called porphyrias. Porphyrias are a group of diseases. They can be either genetic or acquired, and they are caused by the abnormality in the pathway of biosynthesis of the various porphyrin. Similarly, when the heme is degraded by the catabolic processes, it leads to the formation of bilirubin, and bile pigment is one of the most important components. So any blockage in this catabolic pathway leads to the disease called jaundice. Jaundice is caused due to elevation of bilirubin in the plasma, which is due to the overproduction of bilirubin or the failure of its excretion. For example, diseases like hemolytic anemia and viral hepatitis, which leads to the elevation of bilirubin synthesis, or due to cancer of the pancreas, which leads to the obstruction in the flow of the bile pigment. So porphyrins are basically cyclic compounds that are formed by the linkage of 4 pyrrole rings through the methynyl bridges, that is CH double bond bridges. Porphyrin form complexes with several metal ions to form the bound to the nitrogen atom of the pyrrole ring via coordination bond. So various examples of porphyrins are iron porphyrins such as heme, and magnesium containing porphyrin present in the plant pigment chlorophyll. Pyrrole is basically a 5 atom ring, basically 5 atom ring having a nitrogen in the center. You can see that it is linked by methynyl bridges which are 4 in number: alpha, beta, gamma and delta, and there are 8 replaceable hydrogen atoms on the side of this ring, the porphyrin nucleus. They are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The atomic composition of porphyrin nucleus is C20H14N4. Porphyrins. The porphyrins found in nature are compounds in which various side chains are substituted for the 8 hydrogen atoms numbered in the porphyrin nucleus, as depicted by Emil Fischer. Emil Fischer was one of the major scientists who discovered the various types of porphyrins present in the body. So various examples of porphyrins are uroporphyrins and coproporphyrins. Uroporphyrins are the one. Uroporphyrins were first found in urine, but they are not restricted to urine. They have basically acetate and propionate on the various hydrogen, substituted for the various hydrogen atoms. And similarly, coproporphyrins were first isolated from feces, but they are also found in urine. They have substitution of methyl group and propionate at the 8 hydrogen atoms. There are 2 types of porphyrins. Type 1 porphyrins have symmetric arrangement of the substituent side chains, while type 3 have asymmetric substitutions. Only type 1 and type 3 are found in nature, and the type 3 series is far more abundant and more important because it includes heme. So the most important examples of the porphyrin compound is the heme. So approximately 85% of the heme synthesis occurs in the erythroid precursor cells in the bone marrows, and the majority of the remainder in the hepatocytes. So you can see that the protoporphyrin ring is having the substituents of methyl group, vinyl group as well as propionate group. So methyl, vinyl, methyl, vinyl, methyl, propionate, propionate, methyl. So there is an enzyme called ferrochelatase which includes the ferrous ion by the coordination bonds in the center of the porphyrin nucleus. So it forms the heme with the help of ferrochelatase enzyme. So various other properties of porphyrins are that they are colored and fluoresce. The various porphyrinogens are colorless, whereas the various porphyrins are all colored. The characteristic of all porphyrins, regardless of the side chain, is that when they are dissolved in 5% mineral acids like HCl, they depict sharp absorption near the band near 400 nanometer, termed as the Soret band after its discoverer, the French physicist Charles Soret. So you can see that it sharply absorbs near the 400 nanometer wavelength. Similarly, when the porphyrins are dissolved in strong mineral acids or in organic solvents and illuminated by UV light, they emit a strong red fluorescence, which is characteristic and often used to detect small amount of free porphyrins. So what is the cause of this color and the fluorescence? The double bond joining the pyrrole ring in the porphyrins, that is the methynyl bridges are responsible for the characteristic absorption and fluorescence of these compounds. These double bonds are absent in the porphyrinogens. So we now basically we are going to focus on the disorder which is called as jaundice. But before we go on to the physical ailment called jaundice, we should first know about the catabolism of heme that produces bilirubin, the entire process of the catabolism of heme that produces bilirubin. In the normal human adults, 1 to 2 into 10 to the power 8 erythrocytes are destroyed per hour. Thus, in a day, a 70 kg human adult turns over approximately 6 grams of hemoglobin. Globin is degraded to its constituent amino acids, which are reused, and the iron of the heme enters the iron pool also for reuse. The iron-free porphyrin portion of heme is also degraded mainly in the reticuloendothelial cells of liver, spleen, and bone marrow, particularly in the microsomal fractions of the cell by a complex enzyme system called as heme oxygenase. In presence of NADPH, oxygen is added to the alpha methynyl bridge between pyrroles 1 and 2 of the porphyrin, resulting in the release of iron, that is ferric 3 ions, carbon monoxide, and an equimolar quantity of biliverdin. In mammalian, in birds and amphibia, the green biliverdin 9 is excreted, while in mammals a soluble enzyme called biliverdin reductase reduces the methynyl bridges between pyrrole 3 and 4 to a methylene group to produce bilirubin, a yellow pigment. So here you can see that this is the protoporphyrin ring system and the heme. So in presence of NADPH and heme oxygenase system, 2 oxygen molecules are added to the alpha methynyl bridge and they form carbon monoxide and ferric ions, while they release a green colored compound called as biliverdin. So in between the ring system 3 and 4, this is further reduced by an enzyme which is present in the mammals called as biliverdin reductase, forming bilirubin, which is yellow pigment. So it is estimated that 1 gram of hemoglobin yields about 35 milligram of bilirubin. So the daily bilirubin formation in human adults is approximately 250 to 350 milligrams, deriving mainly from the hemoglobin but also from ineffective erythropoiesis and from various other heme proteins such as cytochrome P450. Bilirubin formed in the peripheral tissues like other body tissues are transferred to the liver by plasma albumin. The further metabolism of bilirubin occurs primarily in the liver and it is divided into 3 major processes. So after the bilirubin is produced in the different peripheral tissues, it binds to albumin and is brought to the liver where 3 major processes take place. These are uptake of bilirubin by liver parenchymal cells, conjugation of bilirubin with glucuronate in the endoplasmic reticulum, and secretion of conjugated bilirubin into the bile. So we are coming down to the first process, uptake of bilirubin by liver. Bilirubin is only sparingly soluble in water, but its solubility in plasma is increased by non-covalent binding to albumin. Each molecule of albumin appears to have one high affinity and one low affinity site for bilirubin. In 100 ml of plasma, approximately 25 mg of bilirubin can be tightly bound to albumin at its high affinity site. Excess is only loosely bound and can easily detach and diffuse into the tissues. A number of compounds such as antibiotic and other drugs compete with bilirubin for the high affinity binding site on albumin and can displace bilirubin from albumin and have significant clinical effects. At the sinusoidal surface of the hepatocytes in the liver, the bilirubin is removed from the albumin and taken up by the facilitated transport system, which have a very high capacity even under pathologic conditions. Inside the hepatocytes, certain cytosolic proteins like ligandin, which is a family of glutathione AS transferase, and protein Y help to keep it solubilized prior to conjugation and may also help to prevent the efflux of bilirubin back into the bloodstream. The second process is the conjugation of bilirubin with glucuronic acid. Bilirubin is non-polar and would persist in cells bound to the lipids if not rendered water soluble. Hepatocytes convert bilirubin to a polar form to be excreted in bile by conjugated to glucuronic acid molecules. Most of the bilirubin excreted in the bile of mammals is in the form of bilirubin diglucuronide. You can see that 2 UDP glucuronic acid they bind to bilirubin and they produce bilirubin diglucuronide plus 2 UDP in the presence of enzyme UDP glucuronosyl transferase, which is also called as bilirubin UGT. Bilirubin UGT activity can be induced by a number of clinically useful drugs like phenobarbital. You can see that the structure of bilirubin diglucuronide, that the 2 propionate groups which are linked to the pyrrole 3 and 4 are attached with the glucuronide molecule to make it polar. So now we come down to the third step of this process, secretion of conjugated bilirubin into bile. The secretion of conjugated bilirubin into the bile occurs by an active transport mechanism, which is the rate limiting step in the entire process. So the secretion is the rate limiting step. It is facilitated by the proteins MRP2, which is also called as multi-drug resistance like protein, also called as multi-specific organic anion transporter MOAT, which is located in the plasma membrane of the bile canalicular membrane and handles a number of organic anions which is involved in its release. It is a member of the ATP binding cassette transporter and induced by phenobarbitals. Conjugated bilirubin reaches the terminal ileum of the small intestine. The glucuronides are removed by specific bacterial enzymes called beta-glucuronidases, and the bile pigment is subsequently reduced by the fecal flora to a group of colorless tetrapyrrolic compounds called urobilinogens, a small fraction of which is absorbed, and most of the colorless urobilinogens are oxidized in the colon, that is the large intestine, by the fecal flora to urobilins, which are colored compound and are excreted in the feces. They also give the characteristic color to the feces. So here you can see that the entire process can be divided into 3 parts. First, the transfer of the bilirubin from the peripheral tissue via blood through albumin. Then it is uptaken by the hepatocytes where it is conjugated and it forms bilirubin diglucuride, and then it is secreted, leading to the release in the bile ductule in the form of bilirubin diglucuronide. This is sufficient for today. For the next lecture, I would be dealing with the other diseases of the liver. Thank you so much.